And now for our lesson this week, we're going to do the same verse that we talked about last week, Hebrews 12:1. I've asked one of our third graders, Christian Richardson, to read it for us. Christian?
Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us.
Thanks, Christian. I love that verse in the Bible. Last week we talked about the cloud of witnesses, that part of the verse. This week we're going to talk about the part that says throwing off everything that hinders. What does that word hinder mean? Hinder means anything that's going to hold us back, anything that's going to keep us from achieving our goals. So we want to throw off anything that's going to hold us back from achieving our goal. I have a picture of water right here. So my picture of water right here, this is going to be like our life. So the Bible talks about running a race. Have you ever run a race before? Did you win? Running a race in the Bible, it's talking about how we live our life. And what do you see here at the bottom of my picture of water? What does that word say? It says finish. So just like every race has a finish line, my picture of water here has a finish line, and it's like our life. Now the finish line doesn't mean it's the end of our life, but it does mean that we have achieved our goal, that we haven't let anything keep us back from achieving our goal, and our ultimate goal is to be with God forever. I have something else I want to show you. What is it? It's an orange. And so this orange is going to be like people. It's going to be like you and like me. This orange is me. In fact, I've even drawn a face on him. So Mr. Orange here is going to go through life. He is going to run his race, and he wants to get to his ultimate goal of being with God forever. So if Mr. Orange goes through life, if he runs his race, let's see what happens. We're going to put him in and let's see what happens. Is he going to, he didn't make it to the finish line, did he? No, he didn't. I guess maybe there was some stuff that was holding him back from making it to the finish line. Now, Christian, what was that part again that you read, that part about throwing off stuff that hinders? What was that?
Let us throw off everything that hinders.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Christian. The Bible says to throw off everything that hinders. So that means we need to get rid of anything that's going to keep us back from worshiping God, anything that's going to distract us away from God. So what would those things be? What kinds of things would hold us back from God or distract us away from God? I asked some of our kids, and here are some of their responses.
iPhones, tablets, and other things that turn us away from the Bible and stuff like that.
Playing iPad. Sometimes Pokemon distracts me.
Technology, playing too much, and not reading the Bible.
My books. And video games and other fun stuff that I like.
I think it's probably what do we have to wear, or our food, or maybe our house. Is there something bad that's gonna happen? You may be worried about that.
What distracts me is toys and TV. Sometimes technology distracts me. Animals and monsters.
Those were some really good answers. They had a lot of good ideas about things that could distract us from God. And really, when you think about it, anything could distract us from God if we allow it to. So some of those things that we turn to fill our time and fill our minds, if we allow those things to distract us away from spending time with God, then they become things that we need to take off. What was that again, Christian, about throwing off something? Can you read that part again?
Let us throw off everything that hinders.
Oh, that's right. Throw off everything that hinders. So some of those things that we mentioned, your orange might look different than my orange, but we mentioned things like technology, YouTube, and video games, and sometimes even our own fears or our insecurities, thinking we're not good enough. That could hold us back. Or when we turn to things to make us feel happy or special, when really we need to turn to God for that. When we turn to other things to fill that place in our life that only God can fill, then those become things that we need to take off. So with my orange here, Mr. Orange, we're going to take those things off. I'm going to peel my orange and I'm taking off all of those things that I wrote down. All of the things that keep us from worshiping God. And then we're going to see what happens when all of those things are stripped away. When we have taken off everything that hinders. Do you want to see what happens? Okay, so Mr. Orange here has taken off everything that hinders, and he wants to get to his ultimate goal. He's going to go through life. He's going to run his race. And let's see what happens to him here. 3, 2, 1. He made it to the bottom. Once he took off everything that hindered, Mr. Orange went straight to that finish line, which is exactly what we want to do. So this week, let's remember to throw off everything that hinders. All of those things we named, those aren't bad things. But when we allow them to take the place of God, then they become things that we need to throw off because it's something that's holding us back. So think this week if there's anything that's holding you back from spending time with God and your ultimate goal of being with God forever. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you again soon.